Testing 1, 2, 3. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back to Crypto Warehouse. It is the 5th of March. It's 11 a.m. Central European time. And guess what? I slept all the way through the run to 68,000, nearly 69,000 last night. And I have woken up today and we're over $66,000. This is exactly what happened 4 years ago. You would go to bed, you would wake up, and your portfolio would be up 5, 10, 15% overnight. So what are we going to look at today? We're going to go through another price prediction, $150,000 for Bitcoin. Remember yesterday we looked at a $900,000 price prediction for Bitcoin. I'm not saying that I agree with all of these, but I like to cover them to see what foundation they've used for that price target. We are going to look at the $1 XRP. When is that going to happen? I know in my head when I think it's going to happen. So we'll go through that. We're going to look at 3 bangers, 3 coins to pick that will outperform Bitcoin this year, according to this expert. And then I'm going to give you my opinion on those 3 coins. We're going to look at memes. I'm worried about meme coins, and I'm going to tell you why. So we're going to look at that. And Tether, USDT has broken $100 billion for the first time. Good morning to number 27. Good morning to Job. Good morning to everybody in chat. Patricia, good morning. Bom dia to you. Good morning, Mags. Mags is in chat. Kishan is in chat. Hidden Agendas, as always, is in chat. I think Hidden Agendas is my secret stalker. Good morning, Tariq. Good morning, Tulis. Good morning to you all. I hope you are well. Remember, we are live. This is a two-way conversation. I try to keep on top of all of the messages that are sent to me. It's difficult sometimes with the amount of spam and everything that goes on, but I do try and say hello. Good morning to Emmy. I hope you're all doing well. So before we begin then, we've got the X-Files and of course we have the markets. Where are we? Look at that market cap. $2.5 trillion. $2.5 trillion. We are up almost 3%. The volume, almost 200 billion. Remember what I was saying? In the bull run, we see 120, 150, $220 billion daily volumes. That is just what the bull run is all about. And of course, the more an asset appreciates, the more the volume appreciates. 200 billion, incredible. Bitcoin dominance, though, hasn't broken up too much. Still 52.4%, not rocketed. Ethereum still coming in at 17.8%. It's getting there. It's getting there. It's going to take time. We did have a very quick announcement yesterday that the Ethereum ETF had been delayed. That's not really done anything to the price, has it? Bitcoin then, 66,500. Remember what I said on Monday. 74,000 is my target. We're going to look at the Bitcoin chart. We're going to look at the XRP chart. And then we've got also under the 3 bangers, we're going to go through Jupiter. Tariq messaged me this morning. I'm going to try and cover it quickly on stream, but I am going to also cover it in a video that I'm going to make today. So that is also going to happen. Ethereum then coming in at just under 3,700. Let's have a look at the gainers, shall we? SHIB, 48% up in 24 hours. ICP 22% up. Starknet. Now I staked my Ethereum years ago, and about 3 days ago I was airdropped a big bag of Starknet just randomly out of nowhere. So I'm happy to see that price is moving up because that's a good few $100 I've got from that. Bonk is of course ripping. As well as these meme coins, you are seeing Crow, Optimism, ICP. Remember, ICP is in my $15,000 to $1 million portfolio. I will cover that again in the coming weeks. It recently doubled. It's at 34,000, 35,000 now. So we're on our way to our $1 million portfolio. What else is there? Up? Doge, again. Doge, For those of you that are regular watchers, you will know that I set a price target for Doge of 19 cents. And guess what we hit last night? Bang on the money, 19 cents for Doge. Now, I'm not saying that it's going to stop there. That was my first point of resistance for Doge after it broke 12 cents. 19 cents was the next leg up, and we hit it. And remember, I'm not a trader. I do not profess to be a technical analyst. I just give you my predictions based on previous price action. That is all I do. I use fibs, I use RSI, I use previous levels. That's really it. But fortunately for me, my predictions are more accurate than false, thankfully. Floki is down a bit. This mistake of a coin is down a bit. Stacks is down a touch. There isn't really a lot that's down awfully over the last 24 hours. FET is down. Remember, Fetch and Singularity, my two picks for this bull run for AI coins, and they have been absolutely tearing it up. I was calling both of these coins at 250 to 350 million, and they've done okay so far. I don't know where that price is going to end up. Fetch could end up at anywhere between $10 and $30 and $50. Who knows where Fetch is going to end up? Singularity will probably lag a little bit behind in terms of market cap, but who knows? This is one of those bull runs that is starting to worry me, and I'm going to get onto that very shortly. Before we do, let's have a quick look at some X-Files. Little snippets of news from around X, which cover you. And like I said, I am trying to keep an eye on chat, but I literally can't keep up with chat. It's going crazy. Okay. This is Eric Balchunas. For those of you that watch me all the time, I comment on him at least 3 times a week. The 10 Bitcoin ETFs, a virtual look to clock their second biggest volume day today. So it looked like the big bump up in trading activity last week was more the new normal than an anomaly. So what has happened is from last week onwards, the end of last week onwards, we saw a huge spike, and that huge spike has almost doubled the daily volume of these ETFs. Now, what does that mean? It means that the Bitcoin leaving the market has almost doubled. If you look at the end of January and you look at the beginning of March, it's probably 3 times the volume that we had at the end of January. And this, of course, bodes very well for, obviously, the price appreciation of Bitcoin, but for Bitcoin and the crypto market in general. And that's, again, one of the reasons the meme coins are pumping. Have a look at what major exchanges list those meme coins. They have all absolutely ripped. More evidence that Bitcoin is starting to get into people's minds and mouths. It's the #1 search phrase on Google in the US today. They are coming. They are retail. That's what they're talking about. Now remember, retail now has more access to Bitcoin than just simply going onto an exchange and buying it. They can now buy it through the ETFs. So we're giving them more and more ways to buy the product. And that is a good thing. Whether we like BlackRock or whether we like Fidelity or not, giving people the ability to buy Bitcoin is what it's all about. And there are people out there that do not have the technical ability to buy Bitcoin. And in my opinion, we should give everybody the ability to buy Bitcoin, whether it be Granny, whether it be Uncle Joe, anybody. Don't fade ETFs simply because traditional finance are seen as the bad guys. Traditional finance may very well be the bad guys, but they are helping people. They are helping people who do not understand to buy into Bitcoin, and that's a good thing. Let's not forget that. That's a good thing. So Bitcoin is the #1 search phrase on Google. And finally, the last bit of news, and this is a chart I haven't brought up in a good few months. So this is ultrasound money, and what this does is this tracks the metrics of Ethereum. Why is this important? Well, at this moment in time, Ethereum is running at a minus 1.22% growth rate. So for every year that goes by, roughly 1.3 million Ethereum will disappear. At some point very soon, we are going to fall below 120 million ETH. When we switched from proof of work to proof of stake, the drop started to happen. And the more activity we see on Ethereum, the more Ethereum is burnt. And this is, of course, in real time. You can see the Ethereum being changed in real time up here. Now, of course, at any point in the future, the Ethereum Foundation, through Denken or whatever other updates they want to do, they can change this. They can increase the emissions for the validators. They can decrease the fees. They can do what they want. So this isn't a permanent decrease. It's not going to go to zero in 100 years' time. There are going to be changes made. But at this moment in time, there is a deflation of Ethereum at over 1% a year. And as we get into the bull run, as more people come to Ethereum and start to use the layer 2s like Matic, the more Ethereum will drop. And when we go below 120 million, it will mark a significant point in Ethereum's history, because that's the point where this starts to get announced in press. When we go below 120 million, you're going to see it in the news, you're going to see it in the Washington Post, the New York Times, the Guardian. Ethereum is going to zero. Where is all the Ethereum going? What does burning mechanism mean? And that's just going to be more information for retail to come back. So that is where we are with the shorts. I'm kind of trying to keep to the plan today, and the plan is to try and do the show in about 45 minutes to an hour. That's the rough idea for the show. Now let's move on very quickly and have a look at this $150,000 target for Bitcoin. And if you give me a second, I'm just going to check one of my streams has frozen. There we go. Sorry about that. So let me make this a tad bigger so you can see it on the screen. I know a lot of people watch on mobiles, and sometimes I don't zoom out enough. Good morning, Kishan Verse. Welcome to the show. Again, I'm trying to keep on top of all of the chats, but there really are too many coming in for me to see everything. And it's difficult to read all the chats and go through the news. So I will try and stick to the script today. So are we going to hit 150,000 by the end of the year? Should you buy the dip now? Now, I don't know what dip Elena is talking about. There isn't a dip, Elena. So why are we talking about buying a dip? In a recent update by Altcoin Daily, the excitement surrounding cryptocurrency, especially Bitcoin, is palpable. Despite skepticism from Jamie Dimon from JP Morgan, a shift appears underway, favoring digital assets. Is Bitcoin headed for the stars? Well, as of the time of this article, and again, please bear in mind, I said this yesterday, by the time an article is written about Bitcoin, it is out of date, because when Bitcoin moves, it shifts, and it shifts greatly. So when this article was written, we're at 62,000. Experts predict Bitcoin could hit 100,000 to 150,000 in the next year. At this trajectory, we are going to hit it by the summer, and we're going to get onto that in a bit. So crypto Jelly and market observers predict a 20 to 25% Bitcoin correction, creating an enticing buy the dip chance. This aligns with historical data showing Bitcoin's cyclical price movements. And again, we covered this yesterday, but we are going to go over it again today. And I'm going to try and give you some numbers and a story that we could follow. There's obviously, nobody has a crystal ball, but I'm going to give you an educated guess on what I think is going to happen. Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan are slowly warming up to Bitcoin. Morgan Stanley, we covered it yesterday. They've applied to add the ETFs to their funds. BlackRock have done the same thing. And what this means is that rather than individuals having to buy a Bitcoin ETF directly, if they hold global tech funds offered by BlackRock or whatever it might be, those funds will automatically have a 1, 2, or 3% allocation of Bitcoin. So if you have a $100 billion fund over here in the corner with Amazon, Apple, Facebook, Google, whatever, and they allocate 3% to Bitcoin, for example, then $3 billion of Bitcoin will go into that fund. Now, that doesn't mean forever and a day that fund is going to go up in value. It just means that 3% of the value will be held in Bitcoin. If Bitcoin goes up, they will rebalance that portfolio and actually sell the Bitcoin. So at some point in the future, we're going to see a sell pressure that we're not seeing at the minute. And that sell pressure will come when Bitcoin has saturated these different funds. But we're not there yet. We're some way away from that. We've got to get Bitcoin into these other funds yet. And that's what this article is about. So JP Morgan Chase are discreetly accumulating Bitcoin, underscoring its growing recognition. Moreover, caution is advised as technical signals hint to a possible price correction. So let's have a quick look at the chart. Again, we do cover the Bitcoin chart on nearly every stream. So most of the stuff that we're going to cover, we've already covered in the stream. But on Monday, I drew this bull pennant, and my target, bottom right-hand corner, is $74,000, which is up here. Now, yes, we had a correction, but I just want to do something before we get on to what I think is going to happen. Now, history doesn't repeat itself, but it does rhyme. And what that means is that we are not going to follow exactly what's happened in the past, but we probably will do something similar. Now, if you look here, what did we do in this last pump? We did that. Now, if you drag this, is this going to work? Hang on. There we go. If we do this, look at that. So what could happen today is we could do this and carry on. You can't go up in a straight line forever. It doesn't work that way. You do need a correction. And now look at what happened. This RSI was overbought pretty much from the start to the end of this run. This RSI, however, has already had its break. This is the 4-hour chart, and this is the Bitcoin chart. I know that the date is in the top left-hand corner, but you can see it's Bitcoin down here where it's got the Bitcoin logo. Anyway, so I do think we've had a nice correction. I think the correction brought us back down to this level here, which was where I've marked on the chart. We did come up to almost touch the all-time high, which was the first resistance level. So everything has kind of played out as we expected. We've come up, we've got to the all-time high, we've been rejected within $300 or $400 of it. We've come down to this previous line. Now this line here is we had a double top. This is the first top, and the one above is the second top. So we've come back down here. I expect us over the next couple of days to do this and carry on. And then I expect this to do the same thing, and I expect us to do something very similar to that. Now then, that's the first thing. So I think today, tomorrow, Thursday and Friday, I think we're going to see more upward price action. What we showed you before for the ETFs isn't going to stop in the short term. Now, what that means is that everything that's in a chart that anybody shows you is immediately going to be questioned. The RSI is overheating, yes, but when somebody's buying $600 million a day of Bitcoin, or $700 million a day, or $2 billion a day, it negates everything that's in the charts, because this is new money coming in. This is new investments from the ETFs. And for the short term, we have to kind of ignore it. Now, what is a worry is, and I talk about this a lot, is the bull market support band is going to start to do this at some point. And what I think is going to happen, I do kind of agree there's going to be a correction. The question is, when is the correction going to happen? For me, the correction happens when we hit a significant milestone. And that significant milestone could be $100,000. It could be $80,000. I don't think it's today or tomorrow. Why and where is the sell pressure going to come from on Bitcoin to drive it down 20%? That's the question. Ask yourself, if we're seeing these ETFs doubling and tripling in volume and the price is being pushed further and further up, where is the sell pressure going to come from? If we have 8,000 Bitcoin a day being taken off the market, what sell pressure do we need to push the price down 20%? So what I think is going to happen, and again, educated guess, this is my opinion, it's not financial advice, is we are going to do some kind of movement like this, where we keep having these pauses, and then we move up to a price where potentially we could see a profit taking by some of these funds that hold Bitcoin. And that could, in a very short space of time, rattle the price down. Now that might rattle the price down, let's say $20,000. So we could see some kind of correction like this. Now, the question that I'm asked is it too late to buy Bitcoin? No, it isn't too late to buy Bitcoin. It might be too late to buy Bitcoin in 2 months' time and 3 months' time, but it's not too late to dollar cost average in. Now, there are people here, and I've said this before, there are people here at 66,000 who are calling for this target to be hit, which is let's call it 44,000-ish, about 44,000, okay? Now, 44,000 is a 50% drop. So there are people expecting a 50% drop in the price of Bitcoin when we're seeing higher and higher buys by the ETFs. So those things don't match. I'm not calling them wrong because, again, I don't have a crystal ball, but I don't see the data supporting the 50% drop. So what you have is you have all these people on the sidelines with a bag full of cash waiting for Bitcoin to correct. And the issue is, and I said this yesterday, there are people over here that are expecting a 15,000 Bitcoin. There are people here expecting a $25,000 Bitcoin. Can you see the problem? You're on a rising tide, and that rising tide is being pushed higher and higher by a tsunami, which is the ETFs. If we didn't have the ETFs, I'd be completely in agreement that we're going to have a correction. But every kind of correction that's coming is going to be blown away by the ETFs. And we have a very simple supply and demand problem. We do not have enough supply, and we have a huge demand. So you look at the problem, and the problem is very simple. There are, get my pen out, there are 900 Bitcoin being made every day, and that is going to go to 450. Okay? That's what's being made. We have this many Bitcoin being bought 5 days a week by the ETFs. Now, can you see the problem? At some point, they cannot buy 10,000. They cannot even buy 1,000 because there isn't the Bitcoin to buy. The maximum supply is 21 million. Take away the 1 million that Satoshi has got, because that's never going to appear. Take away potentially 2 million that have been lost, and take away the 1.5 million that haven't been mined, and you're down to what, 16.5 million. So 16.5 million, of which probably half are never going to be sold by anybody because they're held by Bitcoin maxis and trusts and funds, whatever else it might be. You then look at the number on exchanges. The number on exchanges has dropped 70 or 80,000 in the last month. At some point, this number has to go to a maximum of about 400. And you work out what $400 million a day to buy 400 Bitcoin a day, you work out the value that has to get to find an equilibrium. And it's $1 million a Bitcoin. Now, again, this isn't going to happen today. It's not going to happen tomorrow. I'm not giving you a ridiculous price. What I'm saying is, look at the amount of money coming in. And it is at 2 billion right now. But let's say it does drop to 400 million in the near future, maybe 2 years away from now. If there's only 400, and remember, 450 is the most that can be mined, and that requires the miners to sell. If the miners don't sell, and you don't sell, where do they buy the Bitcoin from? They have to bribe you and force you to sell by giving you such an unrealistic number for your Bitcoin that you will sell. And everybody has a price. I've said this myself. So you work out $400 million a day coming in, and you work out that there's 400 new Bitcoin a day. And that gives you a rough idea of where we could go to. Not precisely. It's not going to get there today or tomorrow. It might take another 6 years to get there. But at some point, this number, this 10,000, cannot continue. And that's why I do not think we're going to see $40,000, $50,000 Bitcoin. I don't see where that can come from. Because all that's going to happen is this 10,000 a day suddenly becomes 12,000 a day. And that makes it even worse. It's like having a packed out restaurant and then you decide to cut your prices by 20%. And now there's a queue down the street. You're going to run out of food. You can't serve enough people. The restaurant will have to close the doors and turn people away. So what do you do when your restaurant is packed? You put your price up 50%. It's still packed. You put your price up another 50%. You introduce reservations and it's still packed. At some point, you're charging $500 a meal when you were charging $20 a meal last week. That's what happens with supply and demand. And that's why the price, for me, is going to continue going up to a price where the equilibrium starts to kick in. And that will happen when we start to see Bitcoin being moved to exchanges. And remember, there's only 1.8 million Bitcoin on exchanges. And they're taking 50,000 a week. That's 200,000 Bitcoin a month, potentially being taken. There are going to be people that sell at 100,000 and 120,000, but just think of the numbers. Don't think of the minutiae, think of the numbers. 10,000 a day are disappearing. 50,000 a week, 200,000 a month. There's 1.8 million on exchanges. That's less than a year if nobody sells. So what has to happen is the price has to go up. The price has to go up to a point where people start to send their Bitcoin to exchanges to sell. And don't get me wrong, if you've got 50 Bitcoin and we go to $100,000 and you've got $5 million and you're going to be set up for life, I have no issue whatsoever with you selling, because that's your family, your extended family. It's everybody set up for life, depending on where you live. So just bear in mind, the numbers don't stack up for a 25% correction until we get to a price that warrants a 20% correction. And we're nowhere near it. But that doesn't mean the rest of the crypto market should be ripping the way it's ripping. So I'm going to give you a few more examples and then I'm going to get to the meme coins. And the meme coins, the thing that worry me. I'm going to be honest, the meme coins worry me an awful lot. Homer, great name Homer. Holding Bitcoin always brings profit. If Bitcoin is $500,000, holding 0.0001 is $5,000. It is absolutely, yes. Holding 0.01 is indeed. And I said on the stream months ago, maybe 6 months ago, that I was going to sell everything. Now I'm contemplating only selling my alts, and I might be keeping 1 or 2 of my Bitcoin. I might not sell all my Bitcoin, but I'm definitely going to be selling Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, XRP. I'm going to get out of all of them because very simply, they don't have ETFs attached to them. And very simply, they should follow the 4-year cycle. So in the bear market, they should have that 40-50% retracement that we've seen in the past. And that's why I sell. I'm not selling to get out of crypto. I'm selling to give myself a bag to buy back in at lower prices. So if Solana does hit $1,000 and I sell all of my Solana and the price retraces to $600 or $500 and I buy back in at that price, I'm getting twice the number of Solana that I currently hold. So then if it runs up to $1,500 in the next bull cycle, I will have made a huge gain. Anyway, we're going to talk about XRP. Why hasn't XRP ripped? Very simply, before we get into the article, the court case hasn't finished. There is a court case going on with the SEC. 2 elements to it. Is it a security when sold on an exchange? No, it's not a security. Point number 1, won by XRP. Point number 2 was the initial sale of XRP, a sale of securities, and they're probably going to lose, and they're probably going to pay a fine. $200 or $300 million, whatever it might be, XRP will pay. When they settle and they pay that fine, XRP is going to absolutely rip off the roof. Institutional investors will not buy XRP while there is a court case hanging over it. It is as simple as that. It's not going to happen. So when this court case is closed, we're going to see a $1.50 XRP or a $1.20 XRP. That's just the way it is. As a company, as a business, as a blue chip enterprise, you're not going to buy XRP with any litigation around it because your compliance officers won't let you. It's simple as that. So XRP is subdued by this first part of the court case. Now, to hit $1 in March, for me, let me bring up the chart very quick. Are we about 70 cents now for XRP? Something like that. Let me have a look. I think we're at 70 cents dead on, or we were at 70 cents dead on. 65 cents. Did we get to 70 cents? Oh, I'm thinking of, sorry, Cardano is at 70 cents. So we're at 65 cents. So we'd need to do a 50% pump to get to $1. Not going to happen in the shorter term. So in a recent technical analysis update, the crypto analyst known as Dark Defender, provided insights into the price movements of XRP against the US dollar. There's 5 waves following the primary trend direction and 3 corrective waves. According to Dark Defender, XRP is exhibiting an uptrend since January 2023. It is indeed. So XRP strolling strictly around the fib level at 64.5 cents, exactly where it is now. Checking the MACD, the Ichimoku and the RSI indicators, XRP is expected to continue the uptrend. Now, we have kind of got that in here. And again, what we did some months ago with XRP, let's go to the daily. What XRP did for a very long time, it did that. And we covered this on the stream at the time, and it was doing this beautiful Loch Ness with its little head above water there. Little Loch Ness. And of course, this was the first case that it won, got to 94 cents. And then what it did it do? Because it broke so high so quickly, it had no foundation. It came straight back down. And where did it come down to? The trend line. That trend line carried us through to this dip, which we're at now. And then, luckily, we kind of broke out of that dip, and now we're above it again. So he is correct, there is a fib level, but for me, because of the macro, I'm not... This chart is going to stay accurate until the SEC case is settled, in my opinion. And if it isn't settled, remember we were... The other thing to bear in mind is we were on top of its bull, it came below, it retested, it broke above. So I would expect in the next few days, I would expect us to do a little bit of a bounce and then carry on, because this is going to move up here. Look at the RSI. The RSI is a little bit high. We could come down to 60 cents. But nothing really is going to happen until this court case is closed. When I say nothing's going to happen, nothing exciting is going to happen. But the second that court case is finished with, we are going to breach this $1, and we are probably going to come all the way up to about 140, about there, which is this previous price action here. So I think we'll go to $1.40, but it's not going to happen until the court case is closed, and Brad Garlinghouse is fighting tooth and nail with the SEC. So for me, we're in this upward channel, but I do think if we lose it, we'll come down, touch this support band, and then move up. So XRP, I've still got it in my bag. I know most people have given up on it. I know even the most ardent influencers have given up on XRP, but that is not a reason to give up. That's a bottom signal for me. When influencers give up on a coin, it's a bottom signal. Now, don't get me wrong, if there is a coin that's just, you know, it's a meme coin, it's a pump and dump, and it's going down all the time, then fair enough, you give up on it, you cut your losses. But we're talking about XRP. We're not talking about a meme coin. We're talking about one of the top 10 cryptocurrencies. And yes, it's not true Bitcoin. It's not true decentralization. We know all of these things, and it took me a long time to come round to XRP. But the good news about it taking so long is that I bought in at 25, 30 cents or whatever it was. So I did get it at the low. I'm very happy about that, of course. So XRP for me is one that I'm going to hold. So this is the next. This is Three Bangers, it's called. I'm just checking chat and trying to see if I can see any messages amongst all of the flowers and the spam and everything else. And I can't catch anything. Somebody's just started watching the stream. Welcome to the stream. Remember, if you are new here, this is very important. If you are new here, smash the like button, give us a follow, say hello in chat. I will try and do shout outs. And I would appreciate any feedback, any comments you've got. I don't mind. I will try and read them out as best I can. So then 3 new crypto to buy, and they will outpace Bitcoin pre-halving. So over the next, what's that, 30, 40 days? What are we now? We are March the 5th. Halving is in about 45 days time, maybe 46 days time. So what's that? 6 weeks, 7 weeks? 6-7 weeks until a halving. So what 3 coins have been picked? Should we have a look? The cryptocurrency market has witnessed significant gains. We don't care about that. Bullish momentum. 3 digital currencies are catching the eyes of investors. Now, who's written this? CoinGate staff. Okay, let's see what they've picked. So they've picked Jupiter, Jito, and Say, all showing promising market trends. Now, I've picked this one because something very important is happening today with Jupiter, and I am going to bring it up after this set of 3 coins. I'm going to bring it up and show you what is happening, because today is the day that the Jupiter voting DAO mechanism starts. So I'm going to go through a little bit of that. I am going to make a video about it today, but I'm going to cover it because I know a lot of you don't have the time to watch videos and do all of those things. So we're going to cover it on the stream. So Jupiter is, of course, the biggest DEX aggregator on Solana. Market cap is about 700 million. Tiny market cap compared to meme. I mean, if you look at Bonk at 2.2 billion and Jupiter at 700 million, I'm sorry, but it's an offense to Jupiter. It really is an offense to Jupiter. If you look at the market cap of Jupiter and you compare it to something like Uniswap, however, Uniswap has a multiple of market cap compared to Jupiter. So for me, Jupiter has a long way to run. And I'm going to be honest, and I've said this before, I'm more excited about Jupiter than most other coins because I'm excited about Fetch, excited about Singularity, I'm excited about Chainlink and ICP and Avalanche. I'm excited about those coins, but they are showing that they are in a bull run. So I bought Fetch at 30 cents and Singularity at 30 cents or whatever it was. They've now run up to over $1. Avalanche I was buying at $10, $8, $12, something like that. That's had a run up. Jupiter's not had that run up. That's why I'm excited about it. I had the same question in November and December last year. Why have BNB and Matic not moved? And then they both moved. And Jupiter, I think, will go to about $1.50 in the next month or so. Definitely in the next month or so. But again, not paid, not sponsored by them. I hold Jupiter. I hold a lot of coins on Solana, and Jupiter for me is the one that's got the most potential. Today, they are starting the voting mechanism for their launch pool. So if you hold Jupe, you can vote, and the 2 coins which are picked to be launched on the airdrop, you will get those tokens. You will also get additional Jupe tokens for voting. So it's a win-win, and you get 75% of the fees. Now, I don't know how those fees are going to be paid, probably in Jupe. So you're going to get Jupe and the coin. There is going to be a vesting period, which I believe is 4 to 5 months. So you won't be able to take the coins today and sell them. You have to hold them for a few months. But again, we're in a bull run. That really isn't an issue. So Jupiter, I totally agree with that one. Jito, again, I'm not so bullish on this. And the reason is that Jito has liquid staking for Solana. But Jito has massive competition in Marinade. It's got Blaze, BSol, you've got MSol, you've got JSol, Jito Sol, it was called. So you have a lot of competition for it. It will do well in the bull run, but I hold BSol and MSol. That's not financial advice, that's what I hold. So I hold the 2 competitors to this coin. And finally, Say. Now, Say, I've made a video about Say. Love the project. It gives me Solana vibes. It's well designed. A lot of the projects that are built on Say are very Solana-y, if that's a word. The UI is very slick. I did like the project. I reviewed it for some airdrops. I've made a video about it. I'm not allowed to play the videos on this stream though, so I can't play the video, but I have made a video about Say. I do like the project. My only concern with Say is that it is riddled with airdrops. And the problem is very similar to Celestia. If you've got a blockchain that's known for airdrops, you're going to join, take the airdrop and sell the token and take the money and run. They're not building out their community yet. There's a lot of hype around Say because of the airdrops, but there needs to be more. There needs to be a reason to hold the airdrops and get involved in the blockchain. So for me, of the 3, I would rank them. Jupiter would be number 1, Say would be number 2, and Jito would be number 3. So if I was to pick one, it would be Jupiter and then Say. I mean, I'm not saying that Say isn't going to do well, but it needs to be careful that it doesn't overhype itself and become an airdrop blockchain. So all I'm going to do very quickly is, have we got time? What time are we? 11:43. We're probably not going to get to the Tether article, but it doesn't really matter. Now, as you can see with Jupe, it's 60 cents, and it's been in this range. I've actually drawn the line on the chart. I'll draw another one, hang on. About there. So, Jupiter has been in this range, it's broken out, and it's used the channel as support. 60 cents is where we're at right now. Again, I think this is $1.50. So you're looking at a 66% gain to 150% gain. Not financial advice, of course. Why is the price going to go up? Because it's undervalued. It's undervalued and it's being suppressed. It's being suppressed because it's not currently delivering. That's the key. The same when I said about ApeCoin last year was the worst performing big coin of 2023. Why? It didn't deliver. This year, it will deliver. And Otherworld will come out and the coin will rip. Probably not rip 20x, but it's going to rip because people are going to want to buy into the project because it's doing what it said. Now, today, Jupiter is about to launch its voting mechanism on the airdrops. And again, as I said, I'm going to make a video about this. I'm really trying to keep up with the chat, but it's very difficult right now. Okay, 1 second. There we go. So tomorrow, which is today, the Jupiter DAO officially launches. Here are the 5 key points. A test vote will take place on Tuesday, today at 10 a.m. to prepare for the first launchpad vote on Thursday at 10 a.m. Now, 10 a.m. East EST. Should we have a look? I don't actually know what time that is. So 4 p.m. today. So 4 p.m. today, 3 p.m. in the UK, 4 p.m. in Central European time. So that's in 4 hours from now. Holders will lock their dupe to vote for the candidates. You can unlock at any time, but it will take 30 days. So as soon as you lock tokens up, that's immediately going to push the price up because it's taking that volume off the market. 100 million dupe and 75% of the launchpad fees will be allocated towards governance incentives. Rewards would be distributed quarterly. So every 3 months, they will airdrop you dupe and launch fees to your Solana wallet address. The initial proposals will be made by the team and the working group, but over time, the DAO will take responsibility. The DAO will also be given $10 million and 100 million dupe for operational expenses and grants. So this starts today, and let me have a quick look at Meow for 1 second. Is he called? There we go. So this is the CEO or the head of them. He mentioned today about the projects and the tokens. Now, what you've got here is you've got the different candidates for the launchpad. There's going to be 10 options, and you pick 2, and each one of them is going to be interviewed. Sharkify is a good one. I think there's a few others mentioned further down, but they've all had an AMA with Jupiter, and your job is to pick 2. I know which 2 I'm going to pick already, but before I make the video, I'm going to go through them one more time to make sure that they're the ones to pick. So as far as I'm concerned, you need to be looking at holding your dupe in a Solana wallet to be able to vote. That's what you need to do. You can't vote if your dupe is on an exchange. It has to be in a Solana wallet, such as Soulflare, such as Phantom. And believe it or not, I have also made a video about the 2 best Solana wallets. So I've already made the video, and I've already put all of the links in to get that Solana wallet in the video. So it's all done for you. You cannot find a crypto channel that gives you everything you need on a plate other than us. So you know what you need to do. You need to give us a follow, and you need to like and subscribe, and whatever else is you can do at your end. So that's it. I am going to make a video about it. It is still very early. You have to remember, I can only really make a video if I have all of the information, and I don't currently have all of the information. So what I might do is I might wait until 4 o'clock for the test to start and make the video at 4 o'clock and have it uploaded by 6 o'clock. That might be the best course of action. So we're going to go from that to this. Now, this is my worry. And again, I do apologize to those people in chat. The chat has been taken over by the spam bots, and there isn't really an awful lot I can do. Unfortunately, I can't sit here and just block people because I won't be able to do the stream. I can only block a few, and it will stop them for a time. But yeah, there's not a lot I can do. Now, this is my word of warning, and I'm very worried about this. Very worried. And the reason I'm worried is because meme coins are a very quick way to make money and an even faster way to lose money. And what we've seen in the last 3 days is a pump out of all proportions in meme coins. And what that means to me is that you are going to be tempted to put more and more of your bags into meme coins. So if we bring up the meme coin category. Now, I did look at this yesterday, but we are going to look at it again because, again, I am worried. And the one thing we say on this channel, our job on this channel is not to make you rich. Our job on this channel is to try and stop you from becoming poor. That's what we do, okay? Meme coins have no inherent value. They have no inherent value. They have no real purpose. SHIB being one of the exceptions and Bonk becoming the second exception, because in my opinion they are becoming community tokens. So they have the metaverse, they have games, they have swaps, they have Telegram bots. They are becoming more than a meme coin. Dog with Hat has a $1.7 billion market cap. It doesn't do anything. Pepe doesn't do anything. Dogecoin, what does Dogecoin do? Doesn't do anything. Now, the reason I'm worried is that seasoned traders will buy into these meme coins and let you run the price up. And then they will sell to you and take that money, the exit liquidity, and go and buy Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, XRP. And the reason I've put this in again is I know you want to go and buy meme coins, and I know you want to go and hold meme coins because it's human nature to follow the gains. I get that. I put $25 whole into Bonk a while ago, and that's now worth $85. And I put it in maybe 2 weeks ago. So I've 3.5x my money. But I put $25 in. I didn't put $2,000 or $3,000 in because the risk reward of Bonk going down 60% is higher than it going up 300%. So what I want you to understand is that these gains are great, but take profits out of meme coins. If you hold Bonk and you put $100 in and it's now worth $800, please take $300 or $400 in profit. I know it's not financial advice. If I was you, I would take profit out because these are going to correct just as fast as they pump. Now, why has Doge and SHIB and Pepe and Bonk, why have they all pumped? Because they are all listed on major exchanges. They're all listed on the tier 1 exchanges. So when you log into your app and you own Bitcoin and you see Dogecoin and you go, oh, I remember Dogecoin, I'm going to buy $100 of that. Or I know Bonk, that's a funny name, I'll buy $100 of that. And look at the price. Look at the price of SHIB, Pepe and Bonk. 0.00 blah, blah, blah. Okay? So you can, psychologically, you can buy $1 of SHIB and end up with 100,000 SHIB. You can buy $1 of Pepe and own 1 million Pepe. And you don't know what you're doing. You don't understand market cap. You don't understand anything. You just own 1 million Pepe. And you go and tell all your mates, oh, I've just bought 1 million Pepe. And it's gone up 245%. And not all of your mates go and buy Pepe. If you can't tell me what that coin does in a lift that goes up 3 floors, you shouldn't own it. You shouldn't own it. It's a simple fact. If you don't know what you're buying, would you go into any electrical department store and buy a random object for $500 and take it home, and your husband or wife says to you, what have you bought? I don't know. It was $500, but I don't know what it is. It's in a box. Your wife or husband would think you were insane. So why are you going to go and buy Bonk? Why are you buying Pepe? Why are you buying Shiba? Understand what the project is first before you buy anything, and don't get burnt by meme coins. Because if we look at Shiba Inu, for example, and I know I must sound like a real pessimist, but I'm only concerned about what's going to happen to your bags if you start YOLOing into meme coins? And that's my worry. Let's see if we can bring this up. If not, we'll go and bring it up on TradingView. You know what? Let's go to TradingView. Coin market cap during a bull run doesn't work. The simple fact of life. Coin market cap just grinds to an absolute halt. All right, let's go and have a look at this now. Go. Okay, so this is my last bit of warning I'm going to give on this. Okay, so let's go to the weekly. So, for 2 years, SHIB didn't do anything. For this period, it didn't do anything. Look what happened. Hang on. It did that. And then guess what it did? It did that. So what do you think is going to happen to SHIB in this bull run? I can tell you now what's going to happen. It's going to do that. And then it's going to do that again for the next 2 years, right? You're buying here to gain maybe an extra, let's see, what's the market cap? I think the market cap is 25 billion. Let's say it goes up to 40 billion. You make 60% gain. But you've also got the possibility of coming back down here and losing 90% of your money. Why are you going to buy a meme coin that does this? Where's its support? There's no support. It's just gone to the moon. It's gone to the moon. And what happens when you go to the moon? You come back down to earth. So for me, the warning, and again, we can go and look at any coin you want. We can look at Bonk. It's the same thing. I mean, it's utter craziness. Let me just have another look at a different chart. Bonk. Where, I mean, seriously, it's up multiples. Where is the price of Bonk going to go? You are going to lose. That's the worst drawing of 80%. You are going to lose 80% of your money in these meme coins if you hold them through the peak. That's the problem. If you put $100 in today to Bonk and you hold it to the wrong time, you are going to lose $80 because it's going to do that. And it might not happen today, it might not happen tomorrow, but if you bought here, you should be taking profits all the way along here. In my opinion, you should be taking profits. If you put $100 in here and you take 200 here and you take 200 here and you take 200 here and the price comes back down here and now it's only worth $40, say. You've taken $640 out of $100. It's incredible. 640%. Fine, take it, right? Don't hold on to make 800% when the downward risk at any moment is this crashes 50%. So take the profit and run. When you are in a bear market, you dollar cost average in. When you are in a bull market and you are up 10x, you dollar cost average out. And that's how it should be. Don't be left holding the bags because you're the person who's going to be down here with $60 because you bought it here and you had the opportunity to sell. All of that was the opportunity for you to sell, but you go, no, it's going to go higher. It's got $2.5 billion market cap. It doesn't do anything. It's a meme coin. I don't like meme coins, but I understand how they can pump. I understand you can make a lot of money in them. Don't put more money into a meme coin than you're willing to lose. That's it. I'm not going to say any more about them. I have got a little rant. There are people laughing in the chat at my rant. Ben Paul is here. Hello again, Ben. How much longer should you wait? I think with meme coins, if you've got in and you're up 300 or 400%, you should be taking profit. Now, my bonk, and admittedly, it was $25. My bonk at $85 I would have sold right now, but it's locked in. Bonkrewards.com, I think it's called. It's one of their platforms when you can earn a yield on your bonk. And it's locked in there for another probably 20 days, 15 days, whatever. So when that comes out, if it's still at $80, I'll sell. But what I'm worried about is people are using meme coins to generate liquidity to buy Bitcoin. That's my problem. And if they can put $100,000 into bonk and turn it into $500,000, they've turned 2 Bitcoin potentially into 8, 10 Bitcoin, and that's what their game is. These traders are not stupid. You know, they'll buy maybe 6 Bitcoin and then take the profits and then go and buy maybe other meme coins and pump them up, and then you FOMO into them, and then they sell the top there, and then you're left with the meme coin. I don't know how long it's going to go on for. It could go on for another week or two. I think if we break 69,000 on Bitcoin and we go to 74,000, I do think we need a break. We need a rest on Bitcoin, and then that will cause the alts to pump. And then I think at that point you should sell, because bonk could run up another 200%. It could very easily run up another 200%. There's nothing in the chart for me. I mean, look at the RSI. The RSI hasn't really topped out. On bonk, if we go to the daily, we are more oversold. But if you go back here, look what happened the last time we were there. So look, you've got time to get out of bonk. I mean, that period there was December to January. So you've got 2 weeks to get out. So if we do follow this pattern again, for example, and that is the top, then you've got until the end of March to get out, if it follows. So that's probably the best bit of advice I can give you. So if you start to see, and again, is that kind of wick there maybe? If you kind of see this kind of action start to happen on bonk, maybe it's a time to get out. And then maybe if you want to trade bonk, and it's not my business, but maybe bonk does this and then shoots up again. You know, maybe it comes all the way down here and then it rockets up again. That's a possibility. Remember, these are listed on tier 1 exchanges now. So you're going to get real retail who really don't know what they're doing buying bonk. So I can't tell you when it's going to drop. All I can tell you is if it mimics the previous price, where it comes up and it rolls over and it comes down, if we do that again, then you've got 2 weeks to get out. You've got till the end of March to get out. That's all I can really tell you on it. But please don't get stung by bonk or anything. You're right. You bought Flocky, you sold, you made a 50% profit. The one thing you should never do is regret selling anything. I know there's people out there and said, if I'd have held my SHIB, I'd have $65 million now. Yeah, but you sold it to probably Bitcoin, or you sold it to probably Ethereum, and they're a safer bet. You know what I mean? If you're betting on who's going to win the Premier League, and Brighton are leading the Premier League after 12 games, and you've got a bet on them to win it, and you can cash out and take a third of your winnings or half your winnings, you're going to do it, because they're not going to win the Premier League, but you can cash out. If you can then cash out and then put that money on Man City winning the Premier League, you'll probably end up with more money. Floki, bonk, Shiba, they're never going to win the bull run because they're meme coins. They're never going to win the race. You know, there'll be a top 50 or a top 100 or a top 20 coin that's going to win this bull run. You know, we had Solana. Solana went from $1 to $250. It was incredible. It won the bull run. What's going to win the next bull run? Could it be Arbitrum? Could it be Optimism? Could it be Chainlink? Maybe Chainlink's ranked a bit too highly. Could it be Fetch? Could it be an AI token? They're the things that you should have in your head. What's going to win the next bull run? For me, I would have money on AI. Something about AI. I would still not count out a gaming token like Immutable X, because it takes one project. If Grand Theft Auto tomorrow announced its launch in 2025 and a full integration of IMX, then IMX is going to be a $60 billion project, $70 billion project. So maybe don't discount all the gaming tokens, but certainly don't think that a meme coin is going to win this race. There's no value to it. It's like one of those old cowboy sets. It looks great from the inside, but when you walk around the back, you realise it's just cardboard and MDF held up by planks of wood. That's what a meme coin is. It's an illusion. Nothing substantial. 12:05. We have got to Tether. We'll very quickly go over Tether. It's really not that important. And like I say, I am trying to keep an eye on chat, but I have got 3 or 4 different lots of chats going on, and I could really do with a program which shows me all of the chats combined. That would be amazing, but I haven't got one, unfortunately. Let's get rid of that link. Also, if anybody puts a link into chat, such as John X, don't click it. It's a scam link. The one thing you should never do in a crypto stream, BTTC for me is going to go to 0. I'm not a fan of BTTC. I don't see any value in it whatsoever. It's one of those coins, if you bring up the chart, it will just be going down forever. So Tether's USDT stablecoin touches 100 billion market cap, benefiting from crypto trading frenzy. Despite years scrutiny over its stability, it saw a rapid resurgence in 2023. There he is, Paolo. Now, he was one of the big wigs at another crypto exchange, and then he went to become the CEO of Tether, so he knows what he's talking about. It's gone up to a $100 billion market cap. The only thing with stablecoins is that stablecoins are centralized. Stablecoins are owned by Tether and owned by Circle, and they have the ability to freeze those assets. That's the only problem with stablecoins. Charles talked about it, and I didn't really agree with him in his chat. I made a video about that as well, that people disagreed with me on, which is fine. USDC, USDT are centralized stablecoins. They have to be, really. But if there was let's say the US government decided to shut down Tether and Circle, it would cause an unprecedented crash in crypto because it would freeze liquidity. Over time, it would benefit us because we would switch to using maybe Bitcoin or Ethereum as our base currency, not the dollar. So there is a centralization issue with stablecoins, and $100 billion, it's going to go to $200 billion and $3 billion. I'm sure at some point in the future, it's going to go to $1 trillion because people do like to hold stablecoins. There is a really funny meme going out there about a mum who messages her daughter and says, I've got into crypto and I've bought my first crypto, and the daughter says to the mother, "Oh, what stable coin did you buy? What coin did you buy?" And the mother said, "I've bought the US dollar one," and she'd bought $100 worth of USDT. That's the issue as well. Is you're going to have the uninitiated buying Tether the same way in the last bull cycle. People bought the Ethereum Classic instead of Ethereum because it was simply cheaper. Now, lastly, I've been asked a very quick question. I'm going to show you. These are the top AI tokens. Now, again, these are going to have a run. These are all going to have a run, and they're going to pump beyond what you can imagine, because AI is the next big thing. What are VCs investing in? 4 or 5 years ago, they were investing in blockchain. What are VCs investing in today? AI. So where is AI going to be in 4 years' time? Think about that. They're investing in blockchain. Look how far we've come in 4 years. They're investing in AI. How far are we going to be in 4 years? So which AI projects would I pick? Not financial advice, of course, but Agix and FET. I've been buying them since they had a 300 million market cap. they are probably going to do a multiple of where they are now. These two are my favorite, Ajax and FET. I've done videos on them and videos on them, but they are my favorite projects. And the reason I brought this page up is to show you what you can do to go and do your own research. And that's to go to CoinMarketCap. In the top corner, you type in a category, let's say music. You click on categories, you click on music, it shows you all of the tokens based on music. You can do it on anything. So you type in AI, you click on categories, and it just shows you these. That's all you got to do. So could I describe Singularity and Fetch in a lift over 3 floors? Absolutely. Lots of people like Near Protocol. Lots of people like Theta. Lots of people like the Graph. Lots of people like Render. Got nothing against them. You can't buy every token. That's what I say. For me, I've bought these two because I think market cap wise, they had further to run. So they were going to be a faster horse. BitTenza, I don't understand why we have a $4 billion market cap on this token. I've done a review of the project. I've made a video about it. It's not that I don't understand it. I don't understand why the market cap is so high. Look at the volume. Look at the volume of Theta and the Graph and Render and Near, and then look at the volume of BitTenza. 31 million in volume. It's got a 4 billion market cap. It makes no sense. I think this is going to come crashing down, but that's my opinion. Nobody else's. This is a token that is paid as rewards to developers for creating AI code, and it's basically like an AI blockchain GitHub, and I don't understand why it's at a 4 billion market cap at all. Theta is good. The Graph, Fetch, Oasis is good. Akash has done really well recently. Golem, don't know about them. They've kind of died a bit of a death, and then you're getting down to a lot smaller coins. But anyway, go and check that out. Now, it's 12:15. I am going to have to go and do some work, some other work. I need to make a few videos. I need to go and sort some things out. So, a big thank you to everybody that is tuned in. We are live. It is 12:12. It is March the 5th. It is not a pre-recording. We are here. We are here every day at 11 o'clock, Monday to Saturday. Brogan also does a Monday and Wednesday trading show at 9 p.m. He did it last night. He's going to do it on Wednesday. And he goes through the charts. He's more technical than I am. He disagrees with me. I disagree with him. That's how it works. That's life. You need to disagree with people and not want to cause them harm. So we disagree on prices, but we're kind of heading in the same direction. It's not like we disagree completely, but his channel, his picks have done really well. I've picked a couple of coins up from watching him that I've bought and sold in an 8-12 hour period and made good 25-60% gains and things like that. So he's very good. That's 9 p.m. Monday and Wednesday. 11 a.m. Monday to Saturday we stream at this time. Saturdays we're in the studio. You get to see our beautiful faces. And so just make sure you give us a follow. The best thing you can do, and the most help you can give us, is following us, because this takes an awful lot of time to do these streams. It takes an awful lot of time. I don't just come on here and talk for an hour. Everything on the right hand side has to be researched. Then we have to set up all the streams. It's a good 4 hours a day dedicated to getting this stream working. So the best way to help us is to follow us. We are at 100, just under 103,000 followers. We only broke 100,000 last week, so we're growing quite rapidly. It'd be great to get near 200,000 by the end of the year. So follow us, smash the like button, whatever it is, comment on us. We are on all the usual channels that you'd expect to find Crypto Warehouse on. Thanks for the great info. You are more than welcome. You are more than welcome. And I'll be back tomorrow. Also, if you've got any questions or any projects that you want me to cover, comment on one of our posts. So I think we've posted a few times. Wherever you're watching, you'll see that we've got some posts. Comment on there with a project. If you've got projects you want us to look at, and we'll make a video about them. and we'll cover them on the stream. So Tariq asked about the Jupiter voting mechanism. That's why I've covered it in the stream today, because Tariq asked. So if you ask me something and it's within reason, I'll try and fit it into the show. And if not, I'll make a video about it. So as I said, if we get to this time of the day, I'm not going to do the quiz. The quiz is there to fit the time at the end of the show. We're going through the bull run. The quiz was added to the show because we're in a bear market. And the quiz was fun to do during the dark times, the $15,000, $20,000 Bitcoin times. We're now going through the $66,000 Bitcoin times. So the quiz takes a back seat for now. When we do a special on a Wednesday evening, when we go to the office and have, grape juice, then we will be doing the quiz again, but not for the foreseeable future. So thank you to everybody for watching. I will see you all in the morning. Remember, we are on all the different channels you'd expect us to be on. So make sure to go over and check us out. And until then, I'm going to make a video, probably going to be 6 p.m. tonight it gets released. So take care. Try and catch the video if you can. If not, I'll see you all in the morning at 11 o'clock. Take care. Have a great day. Let's see if we can get to 69,000.